Currently, it can cost up to $11,000 just to bring one bottle of water onto the spacecraft and bring it into space. But why is it so expensive? Well, we know that liquids have weight to it, and obviously the more liquids we have, the heavier the spacecraft will be, requiring even more fuel and power to leave the Earth. But what if we didn't need to bring all this water, all this fuel? Well, turns out we've already thought of this. The answer to this? Asteroids. There are around 14,000 near-Earth objects that are near Earth. And these asteroids are chock full of resources from water to different metals. And it turns out we have some plans to use with these asteroids. Do you remember when we used to joke around about a planetary gas station? Well, it's seeming way more likely now than it has before. The Planetary Resource Corporation is a company who's actually keen to be one of the first to develop these techniques to extract these resources. They're interested in the water. What does water have to do with gas stations? Well, it turns out water is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. And well, luckily for us, those are the two things needed for fuel for our spacecrafts. And with water abundant on these asteroids and with our ability to extract this water, we can expand how far we'll be able to travel in space. This will also save NASA tons of money, and now they can put more cash towards research and development. As we know, though, asteroids contain more than just water. There's other precious materials, like an example is gold. If we can extract this gold from the asteroids, there will be more supply. The demand will be the same, but with supply being increased, the price will go down. So, we agree, we want gold. But how do we bring it back? How do we even mine it? Turns out we have 3 plans. We don't know which one we're going to use, but we have 3 of them, and here they are. The first plan is to simply send out a spacecraft that will latch on to the asteroid and basically tow it to Earth. That's it. We'll bring it down, we'll land the spacecraft, hopefully land the asteroid as well without it burning up in the atmosphere, and once we land, we'll just mine it. That's it. That's plan 1. Another concept, which is kind of cool, is we deploy tiny robots onto the asteroid, and they will mine the resources, pick up, they're tiny robots, and just pick up the little rock that they bring, and send them back to Earth, and then they'll come, land down, and we'll collect them. That's another idea. That's number 2. The last concept, and possibly the coolest thing ever, is instead of mining it, and instead of towing it, we're going to turn the asteroid into its own spaceship. So how will it be done, though? Well, we'd send a robot onto the asteroid, and it would mine the asteroid for resources necessary to manufacture its own rockets. On that robot, there will be a 3D printer. It'll take the resources, put it through the 3D printer, and make rockets. Then they'll extract the water to make their own fuel, fuel up the rockets, and then drive the asteroid back into Earth because it's its own spacecraft. And then they'll land it, and then once again, we'll salvage the probe craft, and then mine the asteroid. That's the coolest thing ever. And right now, it's being designed by a company known as Made in Space, based in California. Just concepts, though. Obviously, nothing is fully developed yet. Wait a second, though. We're talking about taking things from space. But who owns space? Well, in the 1966 treaty by the United Nations that pertains to this issue, it says, "The exploration and use of outer space shall be carried out for the benefit and in the interest for all of humanity." So basically, everyone owns space. But if everyone owns space and I mine an asteroid, am I stealing from all of humanity? Well, good thing our old friend Obama solved this issue. Well, he said, although you may not own any object in space, you may own anything you extract from it. And that right there set the legal foundation for space mining. And as always, Thanks for watching.